Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Rye. Today's YouTube video is going to be a Kraken Double Feature. Yes, that's right, a Kraken Double Feature because you probably couldn't get enough of that Kraken action from yesterday's video. The first video comes from user MrFingers, and he is in his Kamikaze R here on the New Dawn map in Domination Match Mode. Up to this point, not a lot of exciting things have happened to our hero here, but that's about to change, as he's spotted an enemy Phoenix or an enemy Omaha coming around the side of this island. At very close range, as you can see, he's spotted immediately. And the Kamakaze R has got a pretty decent detection range, especially if you've got a 15-point captain. But that Omaha should be well aware that there's an enemy cruiser or an enemy destroyer back up here. But he sails right into those torpedoes, and our hero, MrFingers, fingers another one, takes out his first kill of his game. Surprisingly enough, he's going to spend pretty much the entire match up in this corner of the map to secure his not only obscene amount of damage, considering he is a top-tier destroyer, but also an obscene number of kills. So as you can see here, there are a number of battleships, and that's partly the reason why he's going to get an obscene amount of damage in this game. Most of his kills are going to come from these battleships back over here. There is an enemy Congo that was chasing him back there. I don't know if you saw it right at the beginning of the video here, but we'll see more of him later. As he's pushing back behind this island, the enemy battleship up there is pushing through the channel, and it looks like he's going to just continue pushing through. This is a situational awareness issue on the enemy team. You just lost a cruiser to what was obviously a destroyer sitting back behind the A camp point, and you decide that the best thing you can do is sail blindly and predictably around the side of an island. So there's more torpedo hits and a second kill and a second devastating strike for our hero. At this point, the enemy team has actually managed to cap the A-cap point, but that's the only place that they've managed to cap. And it's the only thing that's actually keeping this game alive long enough for our hero to, well, get his Kraken unleashed. Because if you look at the situation, his team has only lost one ship, and the enemy team is down 6. They're down both of their destroyers, which gives his team the total and absolute advantage in the situation. He doesn't have to worry about pretty much anything detecting him before he can get his torpedoes away, if he plays it right. And he's sitting here and he's trying to line up a decent shot on this Congo, but this Congo is nobody's fool. He is well aware that there is a destroyer back over in this direction because he's watched, well, friendly cruiser get obviously torpedoed, and now a friendly battleship get obviously torpedoed. So he gets off another set of torpedoes here, and that's one of the things that the Kamakaze R is good for, like the Fujin. It's got quick torpedo reload times, though the range on the torpedoes is only 7 kilometers, which isn't the best, and if you stray too close, you can be detected like he is now. He does manage to get several hits onto that Congo there, 4 of them, but not enough to kill him. The Congo, surprisingly, manages to survive, and our hero is back outside of detectability, taking pretty much no damage. In fact, the only damage he's taken so far this battle was actually, well, he was trying to cap A, he had his engine knocked out. Another enemy battleship up there that is beached himself is going to be backing off. Unfortunately, because he beached himself, all of MrFingers' torpedoes here are going to miss. As you can see, the battleship is backing off. And the Congo up there also beached himself, not wanting to continue forward and run the risk of basically running into more torpedoes. His team has lost a couple of more ships, but they did manage to capture 2 of the cap points. So now the enemy team is pretty much all concentrated up here, with the exception of the aircraft carrier, who is hiding down in the back corner. and I don't think he's spotted at all during this battle. Dodges shots in there from the Congo. His smoke screen is up, and he's got a speed boost available, so he can, play this all different ways. That enemy battleship back over there is still backing up, and I'm not entirely sure if he's focusing on that guy or if he's focusing on the Congo, but I think he's focusing on the battleship that's backing up because, well, he's in range and it would be a nice juicy kill. But the Congo is low health and is starting to turn back towards him. Oh, the decisions, the decisions. So Congo's finally managed to back off of his beached action, and he's starting to get forward. MrFingers is pretty much going to rush him. The Congo really can't do too much at this kind of range. Gun accuracy not good enough to land reliable hits on a destroyer at this kind of range. And, even if he did, not enough to kill him, since our hero is effectively full health. He does pop his smokescreen and he starts turning away hard to try and break line of sight. He's not just going to sit in his smokescreen because he wants to continue to keep moving and keep maneuvering in case somebody else decides to come after him. That Congo gets hit by more torpedoes. Come on, can he get finished off? Yes, there it is with another torpedo. No flooding death. He actually manages to finish him off with a torpedo right there at the end. And that is his third kill. And look at the amount of damage he's done. Just in the few minutes that we've been sitting here with him, he's pretty much managed to wreck the enemy team. And the amount of damage that he's done is fairly impressive at this point. Again, considering he's top tier. So he's tier 5 in a tier 4 and 5 matchup. Ships, those tiers don't have a lot of health. So anytime you can do more than 100,000 damage in a battle that's tier 5 maximum, you can consider it a pretty impressive feat. Now he's pushing back up behind this island where he was originally, and the battleship back up here, who's taken quite a beating, is continuing to back up. And it doesn't appear that he's paying much attention. Now he gets 2 torpedoes off here. He doesn't actually need to get the 3rd salvo out, and that's when he spots an enemy Karlsruhe. Plus, friendly torpedoes coming in back there behind him, does manage to secure his 4th kill and his high caliber with those torpedo hits. That battleship probably not paying all that much attention to what was behind him, most likely more concerned with what's in front of him. Now, remember, he's detected. He was detected by that battleship, and he is so close to this Karlsruhe. He's being detected anyway. Karlsruhe continued to sail in a straight line until it was almost too late and eats 1 torpedo. And now he's taken all sorts of damage and fire. Can MrFingers secure his Kraken in this kill? There's not many ships left for him to kill. Yes, it looks exactly like that's going to be the case as he manages to finish it off. And there is his Kraken unleashed. The enemy team now has 2 ships left. One of them is the carrier. And they are nowhere near our hero. At this point, he doesn't have a lot of options to continue his battle, and he's not going to score any additional damage. Instead, he's just going to go and capture the A cap point for that additional juicy experience. But there you have it. His team is going to win it handedly, and he does at 164,000 damage done. Kraken unleashed, high caliber. Overall, an excellent battle in the Kamikaze, and who doesn't love seeing those Kraken unleashed? Then again, it's the Kamikaze. If you're playing one and you're playing it well, games like this, they're fairly common. Still though, congratulations to MrFingers with over 2,000 base XP, proving that you can hold a corner of a map by yourself in a destroyer and wreck the enemy team. In the next video clip that's coming up here is going to be me in my Scharnhorst. And what's impressive about this particular video clip is how short it is. Here I am in my Scharnhorst on the Trident map. It's standard battle mode. My team has managed to take out some poor cruiser at this point, But looking at the situation, a good chunk of the enemy team is pushing up back on this side of the map. And I don't have a lot of support. Well, I have support, but that support is going to kind of disappear really quickly in the face of all that is up here. There is an enemy Scharnhorst that is pushing up, and this Leander is going to push up and basically decide he is going to engage it. And there we just lost one of our destroyers. Now, the enemy team does have one destroyer. We're going to see that destroyer in this video as well. There is the enemy Scharnhorst. I start getting my shots off. I've got him flagged for secondaries. Graf Spee behind me is going to launch torpedoes as well. The Leander's got torpedoes away. The Scharnhorst has got so many different torpedoes coming at him. But depending on how he plays it, he could dodge most of them, considering mine were launched outside of my range, and the Leander launched them single. But that Leander is in a real bad way as he is that close. The Graf Spee gets his torpedoes off. Kind of a gutsy move considering the Leander's right in front of him. But that Leander did not fare well against the enemy Scharnhorst. However, thanks to his smokescreen, I'm actually not detected. So I'm going to go ahead and put a huge hit into the bow of this Scharnhorst and just cause all sorts of problems for him. I don't have torpedoes on this side of my ship, so I can't torpedo him. Really disappointed by that. However, secondary's blazing away, and now I'm proximity detected because I'm that close. He's on fire. Can I finish him off? Come on. Yes, there's my first kill of the battle, and so far I've done a reasonable 40,000 plus damage. There's an enemy Graf Spee up there, as well as an enemy Fiji, I believe, sitting inside that smoke screen. And I definitely want to try and get torpedoes. There's the enemy destroyer, the Hatsuharu, who's popped up here, and I've got him flagged for secondaries. That's when the enemy Fiji pops up and the enemy Graf Spee. Now, the Fiji is also in secondaries, and he's giving me a bit of a broadside. So I'm going to focus him down, since I'm trying to keep my bow towards that destroyer in case he turns and gets torpedoes off. Graf Spee, about half health, fire off a full salvo at him. Come on. He takes a big hit from the Graf Spee behind me, but I get a Citadel and finish him off, and there's my second kill. The Fiji turned away and is outside of secondary range, so I get secondaries back on that Hatsuharu. Can I start hitting him again and start causing damage? Come on, he's very low health. Enemy Königsberg is there. As I turn, I manage to avoid the Graf Spee's torpedoes. Don't need to be taking that kind of damage. Come on, secondaries, kill the Hatsuharu. Get torpedoes off at the Königsberg. Hatsuharu disappears. Don't quite finish him off with secondaries, but the friendly Scharnhorst does with main battery guns. This Königsberg is full strength, and he's decently well angled. Come on, hit him. Double Citadel. Third kill, and I'm on fire. Well, I'm not on fire, fortunately for me. Now I'm pushing up here. There's that enemy Fiji. At this point, the enemy team is probably wondering what the hell just happened on this flank. And we're going to see the friendly Graf Spee behind me ask me to slow down. I'm not having it. Fiji is slowing down to pop his smokescreen, but as he does that, he gives himself a nice broadside to me, so I punish him for it with a fat Citadel, but he does disappear into his smokescreen. And now I have to be careful, because I'm detected by this Colorado. And that Fiji, I'm pretty sure, has torpedoes, so I am going to have to continuously maneuver here to avoid eating any of them, if possible. Colorado up there, though, he's the only thing that I can reliably shoot at. And he's given me a decent broadside. People tend to forget that the Scharnhorst's guns at these kinds of ranges can put a serious hurt on you. Fire torpedoes off into the smokescreen, kind of where I think that Fiji is going to back up into. And again, I'm continuing to maneuver hard to try and throw off that aim. And sure enough, there's those torpedoes from the Fiji. And because of my maneuvering, I managed to avoid them entirely. The question is whether or not my torpedoes will actually hit something while he's sitting in that smoke. And it looks like that might be the case based on where his shots are continuing to come from. Yep, sure enough, he sat in his smoke screen and I guessed correctly that he was going to back up. And I nail him with torpedoes. Now, it's me in half strength versus this full-strength Colorado, and he is an upgraded Colorado, so he's got more damage and better torpedo bolt protection. I've got him flagged for secondaries, and I'm just closing the range with him. At this point, I really don't care. I've done 4 kills. The team is secured in their victory, given the situation, so I'm just going to start shooting at him. Decide I'm going to get torpedoes off just a little bit forward of the lead indicator. I think Colorado is going to turn out just a little bit to try and get his rear guns to shoot at me. Hit him again. You'll notice I'm shooting at the bow of the Colorado where I can do great damage. Do manage to hit him, but not enough to kill him until I finish him off with main batteries, and there is my Kraken unleashed. Team secures a victory, 151,000 damage done. And you'll notice that clip only lasted about 6 minutes. Yes, 6 minutes, 151,000 damage, and a Kraken. Basically a kill a minute there at the very end. And of course, to nobody's surprise, that insane push by me there in that 5-minute period resulted in me being top of the team for XP earned with over 2,000 XP. The whole battle, by the way, only lasted 9 minutes. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, I encourage you to visit my Patreon and consider donating there. If you'd like to watch me play World of Warships live, usually on Sundays, and other games, you can do so by following my Twitch channel. And if you've got a replay that you'd like to have submitted to be displayed on my channel, like the one in this video, you can email it to me, or PM me, or message me the link to it through Facebook or YouTube. As always, you can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.